'Tis the season for speed. Thank you everyone for joining tonight's coverage of the 5th annual Elite Winter Derby presented by Murphy's Esports. And yes, it is not an issue with your screen. It is in fact snowing here in Pensacola, which means the end times are upon us. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my broadcast partner and producer, Dave Huckleberry. First of all, Dave, what are you looking forward to for tonight's festivities?
I'm looking forward to Long Green Flag Run. That's on my Christmas list for Santa.
I think there's going to be a lump of coal in your stocking for that one. But yes, it is. Here we are at the beautiful Five Flag Speedway. Qualifying is just about wrapping up. Still have some people left on their runs. It's going to be one heck of a night. The top 26 will advance from qualifying, will advance directly into the main show. And then we are going to have our qualifying races, 25 laps. Top 8 will advance from that. And then finally, the consolation race where the top 2 will advance after the final 20 laps. And that will make up the 36 starters for tonight's 300 lap battle. Qualifying has officially just wrapped up, and here is going to be your top 26 advancing directly to the big show. The winner of the Murphy Esports Pulse Award is Parker Retzlaff in the 2, with Brandon Wilkinson, Lucas Leone, and Trayton Lapsevich, and Chase Pierce rounding out the top 5. Peyton Howell, Caleb Becumer, Zach Novak, Andy Trupiano, and Tyler Fody round out the top 10. Carson Lucas, Ryan Borges, Bladen Edwards, Dylan Javier, Alex Coffey, the top 15. Caleb Clenard, Andrew Rucker, Gavin Higgins, the first page, and then Victor Fluger, Christopher Shepard, Hunter Smith, Dustin McMurray, Jesse Racimus, Ryan Gable, Colton Everingham, and Jeff Green round out the 26 going straight to the show. And here is the starting lineup for the qualifying race. On the pole, essentially back-to-back poles here, if you count last night. Harrison Talon in the 8 next to Darren Staff in the 45. Chad Frankenfield in the 15 and Stephen Henning in the 22 on row 2. Zach Evans in the 61 and Brent Jones in the 89 row 3. Row 4 features the 133 of Ashley Ellison and the 17 of Carlos Acosta. Mark Rabalis in the 99 and Frank Forty in the 141 round out the top 10. Coop Reed in the 14, Joshua Osborne in the 07 round out the first page. And then you have Jake Neely in the 98 and Sam Boutwell in the 47, row 7. Kurt Gibson in the 54 and Mitchell Levere in the 58, row 8. And that is your field for the qualifying race. As we're waiting for everyone to pull away from the starting grid, gotta give a shout out to Murphy's Esports for jumping on board and helping out majorly with the sponsorship of getting this event going. So we appreciate Brian for all of his support for this event. As you see, the snow continues to fall tonight. Gonna make our slippery track already even slipperier. If that's even a real word, I don't think it is, but we're just gonna roll with it. Here we are, 1 to green for 25 laps. For these cars are hopefully going to get themselves into the top 8 and get themselves into the big show. So we see the field going into turn 3, getting ready to get turned loose as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Harrison Talon will lead us to the green flag. Green means go, and we are underway at 5 flags. Great jump for Harry as we go down into turn 1. Staff tries to hang on the outside, but Harrison's going to clear. Top 3 are single file, but it's anything but behind us. We're going to be 3 wide coming off of 4. A little bit of contact between Rabilis and Frank Foti. So far, so good. No major incidents as we complete lap 1. Foti and Rabilis continue to battle. Battling hard for the final transfer spot in from this race. Looks like Frank is going to win out as Mark has his hands full with Jake Neely. This is an important battle because it's not for a transfer spot, but it is going to be the battle for the pole of the Consi. Oh, big move from Mark Rabilis, having to hold on to that thing off of turn 2. Great save from Mark. Going to give the spot to Neely. So here comes Henning trying to take it. Jake Henning had I believe it's Stephen Henning, my bad. Oh no, Jake Neely going around. Oh, and he got clobbered by Joshua Osborne. So I think a third car was involved as well. My goodness. The 99 and the 07 are demolished. Oh, just nowhere for Joshua Osborne to go. You see, big sideways for Neely. He had it saved until he didn't, and a huge hit. And I think that might be Brent Jones who piled on after the fact. 89 also did not have anywhere to go. No, this is not Brent Jones. Who is that third car then? Not quite sure who that was. $58. Okay, so it looks like it's Mitchell Levere then. So unfortunate for Mitchell. Blam. Yeah, unfortunate. What a hard hit. Yeah, needless to say, both of those cars are done and focusing on getting repaired for the Consi. Doesn't look like Mitchell has brought it down pit road, so maybe the damage on the maybe the damage on the 58 isn't all that bad. Yeah, I mean, it looked like he hit. At least I swore he did. Oh, actually, no, I see there's a bit of a center punch on the front bumper. It's caved in a bit. But we are now 1 to green. Get ready to get back going here as the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Harrison Talon will once again lead us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at 5 flags. Huge jump for Harry. A bad jump for Staff on the outside as here comes Frankie Field trying to take that second spot away. Oh, we got Mike Morales going around in the back. And gets Sam Boutwell as he's going around. Doesn't look like much damage on both cars. Yeah, you see the 99 is just fully going around. Oh, it looks like he's tried to slid up and checked up, trying not to run into the 141 of Frank Foti, and looped it. Saved it. And then didn't, almost a bit of a carbon copy in a way of what happened to Neely. And then as it's sliding back up the track, just clips Sam Boutwell and spins the 47 around. Alrighty. Well, they do a little bit of a reset. The transfer spots are Harrison Talon, Darren Staff, Frankenfield, Evans, Ellison, Reed, Jones, and Frank Fody. Caution came out very well timed for Darren Staff as he was able to hold on to the second position as Chad was making a major play trying to get it. So we are still 2 green now, and I imagine, Dave, the business is really gonna pick up here. Is when we go back green, we're gonna have about 11 laps to go. So if you're towards the back of the pack, you've gotta make hay while the sun shines and try to get into those last transfer spots.
Yeah, and if you're already in the top 8, you just want to stay clean, hold your spot, and
As
let
we
all
are
the mayhem
now
go behind
1
you.
to green here. Mark Robiles, of course, getting the tally on that, getting an EOL for his troubles. As we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Harrison Talon once again leads to the restart zone. Greamy is going. We are back underway at 5 flags. What a jump from Harrison Talon. Shot out of a cannon. Oh, we got another car going around. 14 of Coop Reed up into the wall. Now that is caution number 3. And he was in a transfer spot as, staggered 3. Bump from heading into the 141 up into the 14 and sends the 14 up into the wall. Well, that's going to absolutely shake things up. Unfortunate for the 14 as now he's going to be towards the back of the pack trying to get this one back. Ooh, and it sounds like Frank Fody going to be getting a penalty for lane change violation. Change lanes before they cross the start finish line. Let's see here. Watching along, and he jumped down. I will say that is an unfortunate situation for Fody because you saw that Coop kind of spun the tires a little bit, and Frank's just trying to not have a whole lot of his own momentum. Or actually, it wasn't Coop that had issues. It looks like it might have been Zach Evans in front of him. And so Frank's just jumping down to the inside, trying not to run over Coop and lose a whole bunch of momentum and spots himself. So I will say that I've never been one to agree with lane change penalties in situations like that, because it puts the car that's penalized in essentially a really bad damned if you do, damned if you don't. But that's just me, as we are now 1 to green. Once again, pace car gonna make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Talon once again leads to the restart zone. Green means go. We are back underway.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. And we have a massive track blocker here. Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on with this one, because it looks like Harry went a lot later than what he had been, and everyone just kind of got caught off guard. and just kind of caused a massive checkup. And unfortunate for a lot of cars, that nuked most of the transfer spots. You see Zach Evans gets demolished. Ashley Ellison getting demolished. The 22, the
going for a ride.
58. Yeah, look at that. Henning going surfing here on the 61 to Zach Evans.
Frank Fody and Henning get by without. Then we got a 5-car pile there.
And the 22 is still parked on a couple cars. Mother of mercy.
I'm assuming at a track like this, you don't want to tow because the tow will take you multiple laps down. So you're trying to get a car back on the surface so you catch back up and not lose a lap.
You are absolutely right on that, Dave. Taking a tow at any short track is almost certainly a race ender. Looks like we are going to be coming to a green-white checkered here. I assume at any rate. I hope at any rate. Yeah, yep, it's been officially extended for green-white checkered. So we're going to have 2 laps to decide it. And yeah, Harrison getting a little bit of a finger wag for that restart. Tally going on the 133 as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Harrison Talon leads us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are back underway at 5 flags. My goodness, a horrible jump for Darren Staff. Like he wasn't even in the right gear. That's going to allow... Oh, we got Mitchell Aveer going around, and we're wrecking again. Sam Outwell. Oh, no, we got another near track blocker. Holy crackers. Oh. You see, Boutwell almost had it cleared. Gets a little bit of contact from Coop Reed, which shoots the 47 up the track. So they're trying to avoid Mitchell Aveer. Sends Sam up into Brent Jones. Round goes the 47. And then poor Carlos Acosta, nowhere to go, piles into Sam. More contact between Acosta and Robilis. Frank Fody involved. Dale, I don't even know who's able to be on track to take the transfer spots at this rate.
Yeah, we have to finish with at least 8, right?
Someone's going to be getting a transfer spot from pit road. Feels like everybody but like the top 3 or 4 has been involved in a major calamity.
3 cars sitting on pit road, fixing car. 5 cars now on pit road, trying to get their repairs done fastest to get it back out here.
Yeah, see, and it's massively unfortunate for guys like Zach Evans, Kirk Gibson, Stephen Henning, who could very well be able to take some of these transfer spots with everything that's going on if they had not quite as bad of repairs. As we are back to 1 to green. And the crazy thing is, most of the cars that were involved in that last reg are still currently holding on to a transfer spot. Like Mark Robilis and Sam Boutwell holding on to the last 2 spots. As the pace car once again makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Talon leads us to the restart zone again.
Oh.
Greamy is going. We are back underway at 5 flags. Even jump this time. But that's not going to work out great for Frankenfields. Here comes Darren Staff, and he's going to take second back. Meanwhile, we are fighting tooth and nail for the last transfer spot. coming off of turn 4. White flag, 1 lap to go. Currently, Mark Morales is holding on to that final transfer spot as we are 3 wide for it. Oh, we got cars going around. Reed and Carlos Acosta into the wall. Harrison Talon's going to win the qualifying race. Coming off of turn 4, the last spot is going to go to Ashley Ellison. My goodness, what a crazy last couple laps. Crazy race from the get-go, honestly. Just see coming to the white, Mark gets the wall. You saw someone else get the wall.
They changed that. We can't watch anything. They changed our session.
Yep.
Advanced it.
That is unfortunate. As everyone gets gridded up, we will let's go ahead and go to the final results first of the qualifying race. Your transfer spot getters are Harrison Talon, Darren Staff, Chad Frankenfield, Frank Fody coming back to P4 after all of his issues, Mark Rabilas rounding out the top 5, Sam Boutwell, Brett Jones, and Ashley Ellison will round out those getting the top 8 transfer spots. And now we will cut to the starting grid for the Consi. Starting on pole for the Consolation is the 58 of Mitchell Avere, with Carlos Acosta starting next to him in the 17. Coop Reed in the 14 and Zach Evans in the 61 on row 2. Kirk Gibson and Stephen Henning on row 3. Joshua Osborne and Jake Nealing rounding out the field. 8 cars going for the final 2 spots in tonight's 300 lap Winter Derby presented by Murphy's Esports. Well, Dave, that qualifying race was pretty well chaotic. Are you hoping that things get stay a little bit cleaner this time for these last 20 laps?
Yeah, that'd be nice. It looks like I got to fix these heat races really don't like SDK, so I end up with a whole lot of mess as we switch one to the other. So if I can get us back to 5 here.
Meanwhile, we are 1 to green. As we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Mitchell Ovier will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go, and we are underway at 5 flags. Fantastic jump for Javier. Acosta and Reed are side by side for the last spot. And oh, there's contact between Reed and Javier, and they're both going to the inside wall. Caution is out. Oh man, it did not take long for this to get started here in the qualifying race. And so looks like it's going to be Carlos Acosta and Zach Evans who are going to be the ones holding on to the transfer spots right now. Looks like race control is putting it on the 14, but there is some discussions. So it'll be interesting to see how much damage these two have. As we are 2 to green right now. Yeah, it's hard to really tell what happened on that because it looks like Javier was running low off the corner exit. I think Reed slid up just a little bit. But here we are about to go back to 1 to green. It's going to be an all-important restart for Zach Evans if he's going to hold on to this spot. The outside lane is a nightmare here at Five Flags, especially for the one starting on the outside front row. And Kurt Gibson knows that, and he's going to do everything he can to take that spot away. That's a pace car. Will make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Carlos Acosta will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are back underway at Five Flags. And a massive jump for Zach Evans. Exactly what he needed. And he's going to hold on to P2. Ran way wide through 1 and 2, though. That's going to allow Kurt Gibson to get back there. It's like that 61 is pretty tight, but he's still holding on to the spot as Carlos Acosta tries to run away. Oh, we got sideways Mitchell Javier going into turn 1, but he's going to save it, crucially for the top 2. Costa continues to lead. Gibson continues to hound Zach Evans. Gibson has Joshua Osborne all over the back of that 54 car. Gibson getting ever so closer to the rear of the 61 as Acosta goes high. That's going to lose a lot of times. And crucially for Evans, Gibson got loose a little bit. That's going to cost him some time. That mistake from Acosta, no worse for the wear as he's starting to eke out the gap once again, almost about a half second in front of Zach Evans. Slides up again, though. Gonna cost him about a tenth, but he got a great exit off of the corner. It actually seems like this middle line is working fantastically for the 17, as every time he gains a little bit back on Evans, as now Kurt Gibson has his hands full with the 07 to Joshua Osborne. Here comes the 07 to the inside. Osborne slides up the track. Gibson has to slide up with him. It's going to cost a lot of time for these two as they are lit in the transfer spots. Run away. Osborne still to the inside of Gibson, coming off of turn 4. Gibson losing ground. He's going to try to keep on the outside of the 07. Doesn't work. Move Osborne up into P3. As now Gibson is holding on, trying to hold on to the spot against Henning as he sees his chances of being into the feature slip away slowly. As we go up front, Evans is starting to track down Carlos Acosta, as they have about 6/10 back to Joshua Osborne. 6 laps to go here in the qualifying race. Osborne doesn't look like he's gaining the ground he needs. Gained a little bit that last lap, but then lost a smidge that last lap as we are 5 laps to go. Stephen Henning is running down Joshua Osborne. Osborne is still gaining a little bit on Zach Evans. Zach got a little close off of turn 4 for those two. Acosta and Zach Evans are doing everything they need to do to get into the big show. 3 laps to go. Osborne lost some ground that lap as now he has to worry about Stephen Henning. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer right behind that 07. As we are 2 laps to go. Oh, big sideways for Osborne off of turn 2. It's going to give an opportunity for Henning as off of turn 4. White flag, 1 lap to go in the Consi. Doesn't look like Henning is going to be able to get to the 07 though. And unfortunately, they're not going to get to these two. Off of turn 4, Carlos Acosta is going to win the Consi and make it to the big show. And Zach Evans will follow him into it. Acosta and Zach Evans into the 300-lap feature tonight. Great run by those two to advance to the Winter Derby. Well, started out with another caution, but man, that was a fantastically clean final 20 laps for
once they
our
got a little
Conti
spread
drivers.
out, once they got a single file, then it was kind of much. So we're going to switch to another lobby for this. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll have Nick Massey joining you. And we're looking at a 7:45 green flag. So back in about 10 minutes and ready for the Winter Derby.
And we are back with the big show. 36 drivers making their way to the starting grid for 300 chaotic and exciting laps here at Five Flags. Your starting grid for tonight's event. Parker Retzlaff in the 23 and Brandon Wilkinson on the 60 on the front row. Lucas Leone and Trayton Lapsevich on row 2. Chase Pierce in the 37 and Peyton Howell in the 21, row 3. Caleb Acumer in the 59 and Zach Novak in the 2 on row 4. Andy Cipriano in the 38, Tyler Fode in the 40, rounding out the top 10. Then we have Carson Lucas and Ryan Borges rounding out the first page. Blaine Edwards and Dylan Avere, row 7. Alex Coffey, Caleb Clenard, row 8. Andrew Rucker and Gavin Higgins, row 9. Victor Pfluger and Christopher Shepard round out the top 20. Then we have Hunter Smith, Dustin McMurray, Jesse Racimus, Ryan Gable, Colton Everingham, Jeff Green, Harrison Talon, Darren Staff, Chad Frankenfield, and Frank Fode, the top 30. Sam Boutwell, Brent Jones, Ashley Ellison, Carlos Acosta, Zach Evans, and Mark Rabilas. Eventually, rounding out the starting grid. And joined with me not only is Dave Huck, but we also have Nick Massey and Chris Wright joining in the booth. Fellas, I'd have you say a few words, but we're not going to have time as we are about to go green here. So pace car gets ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Parker Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go, and we are underway for the Winter Derby. Wilkinson doing everything he can, try to hold to the outside of Retzlaff, and he just...
We're wrecking in the back.
Oh, we're wrecking in the back. Victor Pfluger around. Oh, Jeff Green. Gable around, the 4. Oh, boy. Well, that didn't take long. Ryan Gable doing everything he can, trying to get that thing turned around. Oof. See, there's a checkup on the inside lane. Pfluger gets hit by the 4. The wedge nose of these super lates knocks the rear of the 80 up off the track and around, and chaos ensues from there. Nowhere for Gable and Green to go, as it looks like they got hit into the wreck. And then the 4 hit in the 80 one last time for good measure.
One thing I noticed there,
up.
James, the 01 didn't get a bunch of data. A lot of these guys spun in there, but I feel like everybody did a pretty good job of hitting the brakes. Like we saw Chad stop back there. We saw a bunch of guys able to get stopped, so that wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been.
Agreed. I think the only one that really got significant damage through that is the 80 of Victor Pfluger, who it looks like was unfortunately trapped a lap down by that. And now he's got to get sent to the back, and doesn't look like he's going to be able to get any of his damage fixed either. So Victor's going to be hoping for another quick caution here so he can get the lucky dog and maybe get some damage repaired. Otherwise, this could turn into a very long night for the 80. We are getting the 1 to green signal right now. About to wrap up the first caution of the 5th annual Elite Winter Derby presented by Murphy Esports. We see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Parker Retzlaff will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway here. Pensacola. Huge jump for Retzlaff. Wilkinson's going to be under attack from Leone. Whoa, Leone slides up just a little bit. There's a little bit of rubbing into the 60. But so far, so good. Clean and green, and we're going to complete first lap at speed. Retzlaff starting to pull away, but we still have plenty of battling here in the midfield. As you see the 72 and the 38 battling side by side with each other. Whoa, big sideways! I think that was Pierce getting sideways. Almost I think he made a little bit of contact with the one. That's what got him sideways, trying to avoid a bigger calamity. Good job by him and everyone else around, giving him enough space to gather that up.
Yeah, and as this race goes on, we're seeing a lot of guys funnel to the bottom. I think that's a little bit to save tire, just trying to make a car live. But it's really easy to run over the guy in front of you here with the way these guys brake for these corners.
And it's also because the middle lane here at Five Flags feels about as useless as you can get. Like, it's very hard to keep momentum up and keep battling on that outside, let alone make passes with it. So it's basically kind of like Martinsville in a way where you want to get down to the bottom as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be freight trained, or you're going to absolutely nuke your tires trying to stay on the outside. As you see, the 30 finally dropped down behind Zach Novak, as now Novak goes to trying to get by Pierce. Chase Pierce hanging on the outside of Novak, but Novak's going to clear, and here comes Lapsevich about to follow through.
And as you see these guys dive into turn one, that's very unique. I don't know if you've talked about that, James, how easy it is to get down there and hit that wall. We've seen it happen in real life. I'm sure it's happened here in practice, maybe even some of these heat races where you turn in towards the bottom, and sometimes it cuts a little better than you thought, and the wall is right there at the bottom of the racetrack.
Absolutely, especially if you're someone who likes to run that early entry line where you're spending most of the corner right next to that wall, and oftentimes you'll actually kind of clip the pit speed cone. Thankfully, it doesn't give you a penalty for doing that like it does at other tracks, but it's still kind of terrifying when you do it, because you're like, oh no, did I just screw up? So you see side by side behind Picumer, Blaine Edwards and Andy Tripurano battling once again. This time it's flipped. Edwards on the outside of Tripurano. But it looks like Edwards is going to use that to his advantage and get to the outside of Picumer. I said it's not easy to make that outside work, but Blaine Edwards clearly wasn't listening, as he's going to get the spot. Great move by the 72.
Yeah, I think somebody just told me that lane was useless, and now we just saw a pass, and now look, I mean, he's going to get past again.
Yeah, I guess I have to amend it. Mostly useless. You see Tripurano trying to do the same thing that Blaine Edwards did. Monkey see, monkey do, but Monkey not able to do it the same, as Picumer still holding on to the inside. Tripurano's got to be careful.
You know, I'm going to come to your defense here, and I'm going to say I think that 59 machine might be saving some tire. And so that's why they're passing him so easy. Not so much that they're way better than he is, just that he's trying to make those rear tires live a lot longer. He wants to be around here in 100 laps, not in 20.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that, Chris. Carson Lucas tried to jump to the inside of Picumer, but got a huge slide off of the corner. Still sliding. You see him having to work the wheel again. He's got one car way up high. I believe it's the 196 of Caleb Clenard. He was ripping the lip there and lost about a spot or two, as Darren Staff looking to the inside.
And for the most part, this is single filed out, other than right around Caleb there where he's fighting. But, I mean, this is kind of single filed, freight trained out. Everybody kind of getting into a rhythm, trying to make everything last, taking a breath here. It's a long race. They don't want to get wrecked in the first 100, and kind of shows.
Absolutely. And it's a bit of a relief to see, you know, we all have an idea of what happens on a short track, you know, obligatory Astra short track racing. But, you know, people forget that short track races can also become guys being smart, trying to save their tires, trying to stretch it as long as they can and just survive to the end. And that's what we're seeing going on right now. Guys are just trying to survive while making up whatever ground they can. As you see Gavin Higgins fighting right behind the 26 of Alex Coffey. He's got Everingham all over him. Darren Sapp having to fight off the 19 of Christopher Shepard. It's single file, but man, this is anything but straightforward as you see everyone separated by hardly nothing.
Yeah, and this is where you can get lulled into a feeling of comfort and like, okay, nobody's trying to do anything. And I'm really seeing some guys we got contact in the back, and they saved it. Everything's good. But you get lulled into that false sense of security where it's like, hey, everybody's taking care of each other. You start widening out your entry, and we're seeing it into one. A lot of guys have kind of moved up about a lane to kind of diamond the corner. And all it's going to take is one time somebody just shove it down in there. And when you go to diamond, somebody's going to be underneath you, contact, issues. And so hopefully everybody's well aware that, opening that door up, it could find some trouble later.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why you don't tend to see a lot of guys use that late entry line into turn one, just because of that. You open yourself up to the dive bomb. So to be good around here, you have to learn to make that early entry, just wrapping the pit wall work. Otherwise, you're gonna be losing a lot of time and a lot of spaces because guys are going to take that little bit of an opening and force it open. And that's how
and we just seen it right there. The 59 opened up his entry into one, and the red car there, I believe it's the 16 maybe.
Lucas, the 888.
Oh, and they're making contact in the one. Oh, and they're wrecking.
Oh, they're up in the wall. Meanwhile, Gavin Higgins had to make the save of a lifetime trying to avoid it. Higgins holds on. We stay green.
But there was some severe. 2 cars went up and hit the wall hard right there.
Yeah, Lucas and Alex Coffey have major damage. Coffey seems to be rolling still. I think.
Oh, that Lucas, 26 is in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure where he's fallen back to and where Lucas is falling
pitting.
Back.
He's coming to pit road. He's coming to pit road.
Well, that looks like probably night done for the 26. That is absolutely unfortunate for Alex Coffey. It seems like you see Carson Lucas there in the shot still behind Christopher Shepard. Seems significant right front damage to the 888, but not enough for him to have to bring it down like Alex Coffey is. Coffey does not look like he has a meatball.
I am not real sure what happened there. It looked like the car on the inside of Caleb, like Caleb and the red car got together. And then it was like the inside car looked like he was almost frustrated and kind of took a swing back, went straight. Yeah, we'll see it right here.
Let's see. Oh, there's contact between the two. And then Lucas wiggles. Tries to gather it up. He gathers it up, but by the time he does, Coffey is already right there, and it just shoots both cars into the wall. Yeah, I don't think that was a move of aggression. I think it was just, if Lucas set that up out of aggression, I'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. Dave just saved my hind end right there because I was about ready to say that I just thought seeing it once that it looked like he was kind of feeling like he got used up, but watching it back, I think the red car got up into the 59. Then they just got to bouncing off each other, and he was a little bit out of control. And from that point forward, it was just trying to save the race car, and unfortunately, 2 guys went up and hit the wall. So Dave saved the day there from me looking like a fool.
Yeah, just a massive death wobble from both cars. And unfortunate for Alex Coffey, just wrong place, wrong time, complete innocent bystander. He's still on pit road. Meanwhile, the 80 car, unfortunately, has not got that quick caution he was hoping for, but it doesn't look like he's suffering too much. It looks like he's still just 1 lap down. So the damage that he got from that doesn't seem to be affecting him to where he's hemorrhaging time and at risk of going further laps down here. You know, staying one lap down. Oh, we got a caution now. The 11 going around, and Jesse Racimus too.
Oh, and the 11 I thought stayed off the wall until right at the end, and he rolled into it.
Yeah. It's oh, and it looks like he towed too. Wow, I'm surprised about that. I figured he could have just thrown it in reverse and called it good. You see, battling with Carson Lucas goes high. Racimus tries to fill the hole, and then he just comes back down, and just the slightest little bit of contact, enough to send the 11 around, and then takes the 70 with him as he's spinning back around.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you leave that much bottom, and when you try to close the door back, you just, it's what we talked about. You're lulled into a false sense of security. You're working on the guy in front of you. You don't even think about the guy coming behind you. So you go way up the track to try to get the run off. And Jesse wrapped right around the bottom, and you turned right down across his nose there. So that's just one of those things that happens in a long run where you kind of don't think about the guy coming behind you.
Yeah, and that's the thing, especially when you're so close quarters, you have to know if you slide up a lane that someone's going to try to fill it, and that's exactly what happened. But it's a shame because I was the slightest little bit of contact, but the way these things are with the low scoop noses and the hiked up rear ends, that it just doesn't take much contact to get the rear of that front car up off the track and spinning around.
Well, I do think Jesse could have cut him a break, probably. Like, Jesse saw him come down in time to be able, but Jesse might have been thinking, dude, you went way up the track, a lane and a half. It wasn't even close, and you're going to turn right back across my nose. Like, for whatever reason, Jesse didn't lift. Jesse didn't cut him a break, and I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, as we saw right there. Like, both guys probably could have done something to avoid that incident, but neither guy tried to avoid that incident.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing a lot more of that in another 200 laps or so. Looks like Racing Deal is the report. So we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Green means go, and we are back underway at Five Flags. Good jump from Retzlaff. Wilkinson had a short moment to jump down to the bottom, couldn't take advantage of it, but he's going to clear now and maybe look to the inside of Retzlaff, as they are all kinds of side by side right behind. Leone trying to keep Zach Novak back, but Novak has the inside. Lucas might be clear. Nope. Novak keeps enough of the nose to the inside to keep Leone from doing so. He might have the opportunity now, and he takes it. Leone back to the bottom. And that's bad news for Wilkinson as he slides up just a little bit. Gave Leone an opportunity, but Lucas not close enough to take advantage.
And these guys got lap cars just kind of scattered in front of them here. We're wrecking off the floor. I think Chad's back there.
Oh, good gracious. Looks like Boutwell, Ellison, Harrison Talon, Victor Pfluger, is McMurray coming with the high rate of steam almost added to it. Let's see. Oh, a little bit of contact from Sam into the 15, and then nowhere for the 133 and the 8 to go. Pfluger spins trying to avoid it. Boutwell getting the tally from that. Meanwhile, it looks like Pfluger did get the lucky dog from that last caution, and this should give him an opportunity to get some of that damage fixed, both from the initial incident and probably the little bit extra he got from there. So I am curious to see how much damage everyone else got in that. That's the frustrating thing about getting damage on a short track is you can't really get it fixed because look at that. They might be losing a lap here.
One
And
thing that I think happened there too is some of those guys pitted, I believe, under that last caution. So we had a mixed bag of strategy there with guys on old tires, guys on new tires, and I believe one of the comments I heard was that he thought Chad was going to kind of be quicker off the corner, being on newer tires. So I'm not sure what the strategy play there was for Chad and some of those other guys, but ultimately, if you used a set of tires there and then you got involved in a wreck, kind of burned through them.
yeah, it's an excellent point, Chris. So trying to keep an eye on the running order, it doesn't look like the cars on pit road lost a lap.
If Sam didn't lose a lap, I would be shocked.
From what I'm seeing, it's not showing it. Maybe Dave can add some levity, but the pace car pulls off. Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back away once again at Pensacola. Huge jump from Retzlaff, and this time Leone able to follow him through a little bit. Wilkinson has his hands full trying to hold on to his P2. Oh, but a great center of the corner for Wilkinson, and he's going to be able to hold off Lucas and hold on a second. That was a fantastic corner from Wilkinson there. Just got the perfect amount of rotation he needed. Now here comes Chase Pierce looking to the outside of Leone. Nothing doing. Leone holds on to third. Pierce battling with Zach Novak. And yeah, it's still showing Frankenfield and Boutwell on the lead lap. So a huge break for those two, not losing the lap, getting what damage fix they could. See these two continue to battle. Here comes Peyton Howe looking to join Novak. Chase Pierce is in trouble. He's in the freight train zone. Hal doing a great job. Great rotation through the center of the corner. Inch in the head. And he has the 37 clear. And looks like Pierce is going to be able to drop down behind him. Drop in front of the 72 of Blaine Edwards. Ooh. So the reason that Sam Boutwell did not lose a lap was because he passed the pace car trying to stay on the lead lap. And so because of that, he's going to have to do a drive-through, which is going to be an even bigger penalty. That's probably going to cost him 2 laps doing that. So tough break for the 47. And even tougher.
Yeah,
break.
we saw how close it was there, James, and it was just that close. The pace car beat him to that cone by about a car length and a half, and I think Chad was about 2.5 car lengths in front of him. So Chad just beat the pace car, and meanwhile, Sam couldn't quite get it done.
Yep, and that was basically Nick Massey's exact ruling. So, and unfortunately for Sam, we do have 2 cars 1 lap down, the 70 of Jesse Racimus and the 4 Hunter Smith. So Sam is going to need quite a few cautions if he's going to get back into it.
Well, the good thing is I think he's only going to lose a lap because it's just a pass-through. So he'll basically be 1 lap down at the back of the field, which is where he would have been. So,
well,
it's not completely race ender.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm not quite sure just because of the fact that, you know, you're really slow down this pit road. Only a 35 mile an hour pit speed. So you're carrying some mad pace around this little track. So it's gonna be close. If he doesn't completely lose 2 laps, he's gonna be close. As we see battle for P4. Howell dives to the inside of Lucas Leone. Whoa, Howell slides up just a little bit. No contact. Leone's got to fight hard because now he's in the danger zone of getting freight trained as Pierce, Edwards, and so on are right behind Howell. Looking to follow him through as, maybe a little bit of wall contact for the 37 to Chase Pierce.
These guys have been side by side for a while there for fourth.
Yeah, that they have. And you always tend to get worried about their tires when you're watching this.
I think if you squint your eyes real hard, that's Petty and Pearson, right?
Yeah, although it's it's a bit dubious when you look and see Peyton Howell with the Wood Brothers 21 and Toyota decals. As a lifelong Ford man, my eye is twitching a little bit seeing that. As Lucas is almost about to take the spot back, and it looks like, he's trying to cut down in front of Howell. And I think Peyton might have cut him a break there, as Lucas is going to hang on. That's Howell trying to see if he can get back by in that Icon Sim Racing Apparel number 21.
Wow, look how high he ran down there.
Yeah.
On these older tires, could this high groove be coming in?
I think it might be onto something. He's showing it. As he got a massive run, gets to the outside, he might pull clear.
He made that look easy running up the track.
He sure did. Kind of took Leone's lunch money on that. I don't think he was expecting it either. Great move from Howell. So looks like Sam Boutwell is hanging on to 1 lap down, but he is the third of the 3 cars 1 lap down. Jesse Racimus right now is the lucky dog candidate. If we do get that caution here. Meanwhile, Leone is now under fire from Chase Pierce. Pierce looking for that last spot in the top 5. Blaine Edwards behind, got the wall. Now he's going to be under fire. Lapsevich to the inside, not able to hold on. Edwards is going to live to fight another day in that 7th spot.
I tell you, I am seeing I've seen Wilkinson here. He's kind of moving up the track a little bit higher and trying to see if he can get a run off the corner there to try to take this lead. So I'm seeing a lot of these guys flirting with this upper lane.
Yeah, they are about to prove me an idiot with how much they're going to be putting this outside lane to use. Which, if you followed any of my broadcasts, that's not really hard to do. So you see Pierce getting way closer to Leone. Meanwhile, we got a hard battle between Borges and Christopher Shepard. They've been getting so close to each other these last couple laps. Borges, and there's contact behind them from Darren Staff. As Borges is going to get the spot over Shepard. Staff trying to follow through. Got the 64 of Andrew Recker. Trying to figure out where he's going to put his 64. Staff with a great run off of turn 4, and he's going to get the spot. Chris Shepard is starting to lose a lot of spots here to the outside lane as there goes Andrew Rucker by. Brian Borges now trying to make his way past Caleb Clenard using that outside lane.
I mean, look at
Like-
everybody running up the track. Everybody's running up the track right now.
Yeah, this is incredible. In all my races at Five Flags, I've never seen the outside lane work this well. As Clenard losing another spot to Darren Staff and about to lose another spot to Andrew Rucker. Oh, Clenard doing
Shout out
everything he
Rucker there.
can.
Look at that
Yeah.
Elite. Is that the Elite Racing Network on his car? That's a
It
great group of guys.
Oh, I think that's the Elite Race.
Eh. Oh, not those guys.
Not sponsored by the Elite. That would be me.
It sounds like Dave doesn't want to be on Andrew's car. That's what I'm hearing.
I was told to stay away from Andrew's car if possible. That was during an ARCA race.
Well, there you have it. Here's Ryan Gable trying to get by Clenard. Not able to make the run. It looks like Clenard's kind of figured out what's going on. He's jumped to the middle lane. Much to the chagrin of Ryan Gable. Might have to get the fabled third lane going, but looking at all the marbles up there, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, once again, I'm proven wrong immediately as Gable tries to jump to that third lane.
And I like some of these paint schemes. Like I think Ryan's trying to throw back there to like Regan Smith 01 car there, sponsored by Dale Earnhardt. Like that's a great looking throwback there.
Absolutely, and you see a lot of Christmas themed schemes. In fact, there are even snowflakes on that 64 Elite Winter Derby car of Andrew Rucker. Sarah going by the lap car of Ashley Ellison. Ashley with some major damage from one of the earlier incidents. Has not been able to get it fixed and is losing spots now because of it.
Hey, snowflakes?
You can hear Chad shrieking in the background from that.
James asked for snowflake.
Oh man, throwing me under the bus. Oh, caution! And it's Chad. And it looks like it might be from our race leader. See, Retzlaff, oh.
Well, we're about to figure out if Parker can path, I think.
Yeah. Ooh.
Typically, I don't like to beat race control to the call, but I felt like that was pretty clear. And this just got way more exciting for us up here because like we're about to figure out if
Yeah.
Parker can pass and see some craziness here. It's gonna be fun.
Boy, howdy. This is gonna be a wild one now. We'll see what that 23 car has in the dirty air. We know it can lead better than anyone. But can Retzlaff make his way back up through the field? And looks like we may have had one car. Nope. Brent Jones did stay out. But, oh. Jesse Racema's parked on the apron. Oh, that is major unfortunate for Jesse Racemas. And I think... I wonder who got the lucky dog then. Because Jesse was the first car a lap down. But obviously he's not able to take it. Yeah, he's now down 2 laps because of that. Ashley Ellison has also lost another lap. So right now
Was there
lucky
one?
dog,
It might have should have been Jesse, but he couldn't take it.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I don't think we ended up did get one. So
And we did have some guys get lapped here by staying in the pits too long.
Yep.
Carlos, Caleb, They're a lap down. Frank's a lap down. Bunch of cars sitting at the end of pit road just got trapped.
Yeah, joining Frankenfield, and Boutwell. Wow, and also looks like Hunter Smith lost an additional lap from that too. He was one of the ones, so now that has made things even harder for Hunter Smith. Is now he's gonna be hoping for a lot of cautions and a lot of chaos with the. Nope, and we got a delayed green as everyone tries to make their way where they're supposed to. So yeah, looks like only the top 20 on the lead lap.
I'm
Cars
gonna tell you,
lapped
it
out.
looks like rush hour traffic in downtown New York down the backstretch right here.
Yeah. Thankfully, Race Control did give us an extra lap to get everything sorted. So we are now once again 1 to green. So, well, it looks like Zach Evans is also one of the ones that lost the lap too. So about 7 cars, 1 lap down. That's the pace car. Makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Brandon Wilkinson will lead us to the restart zone. Gray means going. We're back underway here in Pensacola. Great jump from Wilkinson. Powell trying to hold on to second over Lucas Leone. Leone slides up just a little bit. No contact, but that's going to cost him his speed. And Howell will sweep by into P2. And now Lapsevich and Novak do battle. And let's see what the new tires does to how this track races, because we saw the middle lane start to become the preferred lane as the tires wore. But now with everyone, or I assume everyone on Freshies, see what this does to the track dynamics.
It looks like everybody's back around the bottom. It's where the pace is on the fresh tires now, and reset the board. I know that's 100 laps. If they run without a caution, they'll get one. So
Yeah, and I am curious because they did say in the patch notes that they mess with the track dynamics to where the rubbered in groove will cause more tire wear. So I'm fairly certain that that's what really contributed to the middle lane starting to work better.
and if it was working here, that means on some of these mile and a halves when we get further down into next season, this should really be great for the sim moving forward if we're going to have some options.
Here's hoping. Whoa, near contact between Staff and Shepard. So you see Pfluger right in front. Pfluger still doesn't look like he's got the damage fixed, but doesn't seem to be affecting him too much as he's sitting in a solid P15 as Darren Staff dives to the inside of the 80. So far, Parker Retzlaff not really making any ground at all. He's still sitting P20th, about 1 second behind Andrew Rucker.
I'm not surprised by that because he got the EOL, so he had to go behind the lappers and everything. So not shocked that he hasn't moved forward yet, and I'm sure he's going to be taking care of his stuff back there and just saying, if this thing runs 40 or 50, I'd like to be moving forward at 40 or 50 and not just trying to blast through this field.
Absolutely. As you see the battle for the lead heating up, Wilkinson got loose entering turn 3 a lap ago. That gave Hal a great run. Looks like Wilkinson is adopting a bit of a hybrid lane, not quite at the bottom, not quite at the middle, running in between both of those lanes through 3 and 4. So because of it, it's not given how much of an option. See how it continues to hound the rear of that 60. He's looking to the inside. He's got the lane, or does he? Whoa! That was close. Wilkinson almost gave him a little bit of a squeeze there off into the turn 4 wall. Hal having to get out of it, now having to try to get the run going again, but looks like he slipped just a bit, and that's going to give Wilkinson about a car length of breathing room. Towards the middle of the field, Higgins and Caleb Pecumer are battling hard. Higgins looking to the inside of the 59.
I feel like Caleb's been in a battle since the start of the race. I feel like we're talking about him being on the outside or on the inside. Like he's been in a battle ever since the race started.
I think you're right, as he's able to hold off the charge from Higgins. Now, because he was trying to make that move, Higgins having to worry about Ryan Borges. Meanwhile, the race leaders are starting to get into lap traffic. Got the 47, Sam Boutwell. Sam looks like he's going to be losing another lap. Not quite sure what happened to the 47. Wasn't all that off pace earlier, but something has gone wrong in that 47, and he's lost a whole lot of pace now.
I believe he stayed out under the yellow and took the wave, so I think he's on some old tires.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because it's still it's showing him 2 laps down, but yeah, whatever it is, it's really kind of even more messed up the race for the 47.
Yeah, his last pit stop was on lap 50.
Well, that'll do it.
stopped on
That'll knock the
95.
pace out of your car.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. We see Borges and Darren Staff battling. Scott Fluger and Shepard right behind.
A little bit earlier this run, but they're all working up to the top again, James. Almost like they're defending up there. They're going up there to not get fast.
Yeah. As Higgins once again tries to get to the inside of Pecumer, and now Staff taking the open lane around the 7. Higgins seems to be one of the last remaining bottom feeders, trying to get that lane to work and get by Pecumer. He's been working on that for a few laps now.
They got a pick right here. Sam's right in front of him.
They got the lap card. Oh, there's contact between the 2 off of 4. And now Pecumer's going to be right behind Sam Boutwell. And that's going to work perfectly for Higgins. As Pecumer gave a little bit of contact to the rear of the 47. Sam's doing everything he can trying to get out of the way. And there was a parked car on the inside.
Oh, it's Chad. Chad's around off of 2.
Oh,
and Chad's not happy again.
he is not. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
Chad.
I think Chad got loose before he got hit.
Yeah, and got hit by the one of Leone. And then
Okay, so Chad wasn't mad about this. He was mad about something else. Okay, so he took blame for the wreck, it sounded like.
oh, Novak made contact, and then I couldn't quite tell who that other car was. I think it might have been Everingham. I think he might have got a little bit of the wall trying to avoid. And then he gets hit by, I think that's Dylan Avere. Yeah, and Ryan Gable's also pointing out what I saw earlier. There was a car stopped off of turn 2, like a split, or a turn 4, a split second before that, before this caution. So it looks like Javier's getting a tally for the Arca break, and Chad's getting the tally for the initial incident. And it looks like Carson Lucas has retired from the race. Not quite sure what happened to the 888. I wonder if he might be the car that was parked on the front row or the front stretch. Let's see, we're trying. Okay, so that yep, I would say you're right about that. I think the car that stopped might be McMurray. Because I think it, yep, it is Dustin McMurray.
How did that not bring a caution out?
I know.
Well, Green's back out as well.
Yeah,
Now, too, we're back
we are
racing.
back green, and that's got to be like hardware issues or something. The way that car just slowed up and came to a stop. Meanwhile,
I'm not sure what Barney was doing there, not throwing the yellow flag. It was right in front of him.
Right, that would have saved Frankenfield. But meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Howe making the outside work around Brandon Wilkinson, trying to take control of this race. Wilkinson slides up ever so much. Whoa, so close off of turn 4. I don't think you could have put a piece of paper between those two. Howe carrying so much speed off of that middle lane. Wilkinson doing everything he can to hold on. I don't think he's going to. Payne Howe will take the lead of this race. Now Wilkinson has to take an eye on his mirror and worry about the 30 of Lapsevich. I'm curious to see how the 2 is going to be on this run. Like I said, it looked like he caught a little piece of Chad's cars. They were trying to avoid the stop 15. So I'm curious on how much damage is on the 2, and the same for Everingham, who got the wall trying to avoid it. Doesn't look too bad as we see Dustin McMurray making his way back out on the track. Well, hey, contact! Contact!
You know who's back in the top 10 right now?
Yeah, Parker Retzlaff has made his way back up. Meanwhile, there was contact between Everingham and Gable. Had a big save from Everingham, as now him and Gable are continuing to battle. They are rubbing. They are racing hard.
Right in front of Parker. Parker's going to look 3 wide.
And he's 3 wide, and a big moment for Everingham, having to hold on to that 48. And he's going to give... Oh, and he got the wall again, as there goes Retzlaff by Gable. And now Everingham trying to follow through. Colton has been trying to get by that 01 for, it feels like, ages since we went back green.
I don't know if Parker got tires or what. He restarted freaking like 18th or 20th, and all of a sudden he is just like decided, I'm going to pass everybody in 10 laps.
Yeah, he's...
Yes, he pitted at lap 126.
Yep, that'll do it. Using those fresh tires to his advantage as he's going to sweep by Lucas Leone like Lucas is standing still. Nothing the 1 could do on that. Meanwhile, things have somewhat... Oh, Edwards got the wall on entry of 3. And now he's going to have to worry about the 01 at Gable. Gable couldn't make the bottom work. Now he's looking to the outside. Whoa, and he's got the run. Oh, he doesn't have position, though. Edwards is able to shut the door. Gable seems to still have a little bit of a pace advantage over Blaine Edwards. Just not able to get the position he needs. But Edwards might have had another moment off of turn 2, and that's going to give Gable all the room he needs, side by side. Oh, those 2 are leaning on each other coming out of the corner. But Gable, he's got the outside all to himself. Oh, there's a little bit of contact again. Gonna have all the snowflakes of that 72 all over the side of the 01 as Gable makes the pass. As now Edwards has to worry about Chase Pierce.
Well, we're about to have a lead change here, too.
Yep, there's a little more snow on the ground.
And there it
As
is.
we
Lead
got-
change is over.
Yep, there goes Parker Retzlaff. Just drives right on by Peyton Howell. Nothing he can do on the older tires. Oh, and back in the top 10, Edwards and Chase Pierce are doing battle. Pierce is in what apparently now is the unenviable position of the inside. But he's making it work. It's like the tires on the 72 are starting to fall off. Blade not able to make the pace on the outside like everyone else seems to, and Pierce is going to get the move done. Maybe not quite. Edwards hanging on for dear life on that outside lane. Yeah, but there it is. Pierce shuts the door and he gets the spot. Chase Pierce up to P8. Now Edwards has to worry about Colton behind in the 48 car. And we got the 40 joining the fray as well. Tyler Fody haven't said his name a whole lot. He's trying to make his way into the top 10. Everingham all over the back of Edwards, and he's got to make this move quick because he's got the... Oh, a little bit of contact! Oh, more contact! 48 bounces off the 72, and then the 40 bounces off of him. Sent Everingham up a lane, and that sends Fody past. Oh, unfortunate for the 48. As he's the biggest loser in that exchange from Edwards getting a little loose. So we see Darren Staff and Andrew Rucker now. Oh, look at the momentum Rucker got on the outside as you saw Higgins give a little shot in the shorts to Darren Staff.
I'm going to tell you what, this 48's got these guys log jammed up back here. They are playing bumper cars right behind him, and it starts with him, I believe. Or maybe the 45. 45 maybe it is.
I think you're right. He's got a little bit of a gap from Everingham to Cipriano. You see Higgins trying to find any sort of open lane. You see him gain all that ground on corner entry. Went from half a car back to right on the rear bumper.
The 45 can't get off of turn 2 at all right now.
No, he can't.
And that's really hurting his whole lap speed.
Yeah. You see Higgins trying to make it to the inside. You see Frank Fody bringing it down pit road. And you see the 15 car on pit road as well. It's like Chad might have called in a night. Harrison Talon pitting as well. Meanwhile, Rucker and Cipriano have been side by side for it feels like the last 10 laps. Oh, and they're rubbing a little bit. Oh, Cipriano got the wall because of it. I think Rucker did give out a little sorry for that. Oh, Rucker trying to slide up, pull a little bit of a baby slide job. Cipriano having none of it, and here he goes. Good set of corners for Cipriano. That might get him the spot. Rucker trying to keep his nose in. Oh, slides up, maybe a little more contact, and that's going to cost a lot of momentum for the 38.
Now, if you get into a guy one time and apologize, everything's good. But if you hit him again, just in a handful of laps, Can you apologize again? Like, eventually that's not going to count, really, is it? Like, you're going to be like, you're not sorry, you've done it twice.
Yeah, what's the old saying? Once is an accident, two is a pattern. And you see Tripurato able to get the pass done, and now Rucker has to worry about Darren Staff, who's going to slide on by. Rucker able to get back to the outside. Higgins in the 7 not able to do the same. And now he might be getting freight trained as, oh, Christopher Shepard gave a little shot to the 64. That could have been disastrous. Good job from Andrew to hang on to it. Man, it's not often you can see a little bit of nose to tail contact from these things and still live to fight another day. As we see these two continuing to battle, feels like it's been endless.
And what that did, too, that whole ordeal, that whole situation, it gave the 45 some breathing room with some guys not on his bumper, getting around Rucker, who had just used his stuff up a little bit trying to make a pass. And now Rucker's playing defense on the 7, so the 45's able to kind of try to cool his tires off.
Yeah, now it's Andrew Rucker who's the cork in the bottle here.
Meanwhile, we haven't talked about it because there's nothing really to talk. Parker has given this field the goodbye. The only guy that got tires, and we're talking over 3 seconds over second, nearly 5 seconds over third. Like, if this race stays green for another 50 laps, Parker's going to lap the field.
Yeah, a lot of cars are praying for a caution. How many sets of tires do these guys get?
Well, at least one, right?
Yeah.
Check on that for you.
Yep, as Dave does that, we see Everingham and Fody back to side by side. And they are both still behind the 72 of Blaine Edwards. Oh, big sideways for Everingham. And that's going to end his chances of getting by Tyler Fody for the moment. Oh, and they're having a check up behind Blaine Edwards.
I got to tell you, it appears you can cool your tires off after you get them hot. But if you get them hot, you got to get them cooled off. Rucker is struggling so bad right now, having his tires used up trying to make that pass, that he is in the way out here.
3 tire changes from race control, so you wonder how many sets of tires everyone has used so far. And Tyler Fody just surprised the 40s hanging back behind Edwards. Now, as I say that, now he looks to the inside. Oh, and he slips just a bit. Almost disaster for those two. I think it's going to get real aggressive. I think you can tell the patience from the 40 and the 48 is about near done with this 72 car.
I got to tell you, Parker's about to get to a ton of traffic. Like, Rucker is about a straightaway in front of Parker. This is about to be, if this thing stays green, this is getting ready to be very interesting the way everything's about to happen.
Yeah, he's got an eternity of a lead for 5 flag standards. So he's got time to be able to make his move and be smart about it. But he has to be smart about it. He has that 1 tally already from lap Chad Frankenfield. And
I'll tell you this, if you got a 5-second lead and you run into somebody for not being patient, I'm not going to feel bad for you.
Absolutely. And this goes off of Elite Cup rules, so that means 2 tallies and you're done for the night, right, Nick? Okay.
Yes,
well, he's really got to be careful now. As he gets by Ashley Ellison with no issues. Right behind Zach Evans. Zach lost the lap on the last pit under yellow, and now he might be losing his second lap. As we see Novak and Lapsevich continue to battle amongst each other. They've been basically nose to tail since we gone back green. And Peyton Hall has concerns about something. Not quite sure what's going on with the man in second place. So you see Lapsevich gets to the inside of Novak.
I think he's concerned that he cannot see the leader. He's
Yeah.
like, man, I'm in second place and I don't have nothing in front of me.
So far, nothing too crazy going on right now. Things are as spread out as they have been all night.
And with this pressure tires, Parker's able to still work. Everybody else is working up the racetrack. Parker's working right around the bottom, so I don't even think anybody's going to be in this lane.
No, that is another huge thing going in the favor of the 23 right now. He's right there behind Caleb Becumer. Red Slat has lapped up to 19th once he gets by Becumer. Let's see how much of a fight Caleb puts on. That's the other thing he's got to worry about, Chris, is these cars that are on the lead lap. They know that a caution can happen at any point. So they can't afford to let him go and have the caution come out a split second later. They're going to fight him for all they've got.
Yeah, but with the tire advantage, like it's not really a fight, you know? Like it's hard to fight somebody when he's on fresher tires.
Yeah, but sooner or later those things are going to equalize, and they're just not going to work as great as they had been. Even if you're going up against cars with much, much, much worse tires, because your grip is going to go away at some point.
I'll tell you this, it don't look like they're equalizing anytime soon as he's going to go around Rucker here.
Rucker's putting up a little bit of a fight. Not a big one, but he held on for about half a lap, which is a stark difference to some of Parker's battle for position as he was coming back up to the front. Meanwhile, if we don't get a caution, we will be getting one at lap 229 if we stay green.
And right in front of him, I mean, he can see 10th place. Like, if we get to that 229, I don't think we're going to have but 8 cars maybe on the lead lap.
Meanwhile, the line of cars behind Blaine Edwards is starting to grow. Chuparano has now joined the party. So we might be getting that caution a little bit sooner than lap 229. Oh, it's worth 3 wide right now. Fody, Chuparano on the lap car, Hunter Smith, and there's contact between Fody and Smith. Smith able to keep it out of the wall. Nothing major yet. But push is starting to shove here, Chris. We see.
Yeah, push is starting to shove, and that's not good for anybody because that slowed up everybody. And now Parker's right on these guys. I mean, Parker, he's not being super patient, but he's not being super aggressive either. As you see, he's going to try to get a 2-for-1 down here in turn 1 and 2. He passed the 45 on entry, and he's going to be passing the 4 as they go into 3. And if he is down a set of tires, lapping all these guys is going to be great for him. Like, this is what you want if you're him, is to trap as many guys laps down as you can.
Absolutely. He's now lapped up to 15th.
And sorry if you guys mentioned it before, but I mean, it's a great call on Parker. You know, I think when he got that EOL, he saved a set of tires starting at the back and let a couple cautions play out, and then took fresh tires way later than these guys. So he's got that huge tire advantage, and it's really paying off.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, sitting in third is Brandon Wilkinson. Has himself a decent gap over Zach Novak and Tristan Lapsevich. Wilkinson, of course, part of Murphy Esports, who is doing a lot to help fund tonight's festivities and the whole weekend's festivities with the Snow Bash 100 and everything that was going on Monday. So we appreciate Murphy Esports and Brian Murphy for everything he's done for us, helping this event be incredible. And this race has been incredible as we're about to start lap 200.
And Parker's looking right at 10th place, right in front of him. Or 11th. Well, 10th and 11th, both.
Yeah, and as you see, Tripiano was finally able to get by Bladen Edwards. No, but this is the biggest logjam there is on the track, and this is going to be the hardest one for Retzlaff to get by. We are now officially down to 100 laps to go in tonight's Elite Winter Derby presented by Murphy Esports.
Parker just gets off of turn 4 so good. There's just, you can battle him some parts of this racetrack, but he gets off of turn 4 so much lower and so much better than everybody else that there's just nothing you can do to defend against that.
And that's not surprising because the turn 4 at Five Flags has always been really weird to me. It just feels like the banking on the exit of 4 is non-existent compared to the rest of the track. Like, it feels like you get into 4 and the track just kind of falls away, like you drive off of it, and it just kind of pulls the car up to the outside wall. So you always got to be careful.
And there it is. I believe we are down to 8 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, what a stint of a lifetime for Parker Retzlaff. And let's see if he's a ways away from getting P8 right now, Chase Pierce. Whoa, there was contact between Tripiano and Edwards. Bladen having to make a save. So we're about less than 20 laps to go before we get the caution. Ooh. It's going by the lap car, Brent Jones. Oh, Bladen Edwards is going around! And there's the caution! Ooh. Well, the contact from Fody into the 72. I was kind of alluding to it, Chris. I felt like if we were going to get a caution, it was going to be one of the trio of those two and Colton Evernham.
Yeah, and I'm not sure really. Like, I think he tried to open up his entry, turned down across 40. I think it was another situation like we saw earlier where if one guy had given the lane, there wouldn't have been a wreck. If the other guy had lifted, there wouldn't have been a wreck, right? Like, I think you see how high he is, and then he turns down. Like, Fody could have lifted, but at the same time, he could have not turned down the track right across his nose as well. You know, it's one of those things where both guys could have avoided the incident, but neither one took the out to avoid the incident.
Yeah, and if you're Tyler Fody, you've been stuck behind the 72 for probably about 50, 60 laps.
Oh, and we see right there what happened. There was contact actually down the front stretch there with the lapper. So the lapper ends up in the wall. I believe it's going to hit the blue car. Okay, so now that kind of, it was like a stack up type of situation. Yeah, okay. So you see there's a contact there, one guy into the wall.
And Fody took that as his opportunity to finally try to make the pass. And Blaine tries to shut the door and just doesn't quite work. And once again, just Slightest little tap sends the 72 up and around. And Fody is getting the EOL from that.
And unfortunately, that's going to have to be it for me. I've had a lot of fun calling this race with you. These first 200 laps. Good luck to you guys with the race. Hopefully, it's a great show. And hopefully, you guys get to have a great finish at the end. But I appreciate you guys having me out here tonight for what I could do of this. So good luck to you guys the rest of the race.
Yes, sir. We sure do appreciate having you with us, Chris. And looks like Victor Fluger was given an EOL for an unsafe pit exit. Side-by-side pit entry, but we're going to go back green. Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. A terrible jump for Lucas Leone is going to clog up the outside lane. Meanwhile, this is going to allow Hal to get up into second, and Brandon Wilkinson in the shop and save market number 60 will take over P3. Lucas is going to recover to P4 as Gavel has the 30 of Lapsevich to his inside. So far, everything is single filed out pretty quickly. So we have now 13 cars on the lead lap as a, oh, caution! Calamity on the front stretch, Zach Evans and Colton Everingham. Oh, and the 48 is toast. Oh, I don't even think the right front of the Evernham's car is on the track right now. See, Evans gets loose, loses it off of turn 4. And then Borges gets into the 48, which knocks him into Evans. Zach Evans goes for a wild ride. So looks like the EOL's going on the 61. You see 42 not able to check up, ships the 48 into the 61, and ends the night of Colton Evernham. Well, this is a massive break to some of the cars that have taken the wave around. They're going to be able to get some fresh tires. And that includes the 42 Ryan Borges. See, there goes the 61. And blam! Meanwhile, they're discussing it. The 21 has some fairly significant left front damage. You can see a lot of the contact patch of that left front. Quite a bit there. So, not good for the 21. Yeah, you see, look at how much of that tire is sticking out. And Chad is reminding that once again there will be no manual caution thrown for the 100 lap screen because we are under 100 laps. And I believe we are 1 to green right now. Getting ready to get back to it. Parker Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. Hal with a great jump along with Retzlaff. He's going to hold on to second fairly effortlessly. Wilkinson's going to get back to third. Oh, we got a car up in the wall. It's Ryan Borges. Stay clean and green. There's significant right side damage to the 42 car. Colton Everingham has officially called it a night. Whoa, hard racing between Gable and Lapsevich. Hard racing towards the back of the field as well. Ryan Borges is in trouble. That car is not okay right now. As Gable tried to make the inside work, trying to get by Lapsevich and trying to get by Leone. A little bit of a misstep from Gable. It's going to give the opportunity to Lapsevich to nearly clear the 0-1. And he will officially clear it. Oh, Gable tried to jump up in front of Zach Novak. Novak said no. Back. But Gable is going to clear up. But Novak sends it to the bottom this time. And can't get it done. Gable is going to hold on to P6 here. Oh, we got a car sliding to the inside of 3 of 4. It's Clenard. He's going to hold on to it. A great save for the 196. Very nearly another caution, but we stay clean and green again. Meanwhile, with the equalized tires, Hal is doing a great job staying connected with the 23 as they start to drive away from Wilkinson in third. About half a second gap from Hal to Wilkinson right now. This car doesn't seem to be in a whole lot of side-by-side battles right now. But it doesn't mean things aren't close. Well, we saw Edwards get loose trying to jump to the outside of Pierce. Trying to work that outside, just can't quite get the run he needs to stay to the outside of the 37. As Gable was trying to do the same thing to the 30. Lapsevich sees it, runs a lane higher, trying to hold the 0-1 at bay. Gable going way high. I think he got the wall on entry, which shot him up a lane. Almost gave Zach Novak an opportunity to work his way by again. But he can, as now Novak has his hands full with Pierce and Edwards behind. Gable is going way high on entry that time. Gave him a good run off of the corner, but not enough. He's got to be careful, though. Like Chris talked about earlier, it's given that opportunity for the car behind to stick the nose in. And Novak is getting closer and closer because of it. Gets close through the entry and center, but that higher entry gives Gable such a run off of the corner that they're not even close as they're halfway down the straightaways. Meanwhile, Pierce has fallen off of the 2 just a little bit as Edwards continues to hound him. All over the back of the 37 as Lapsevich looks to the inside of the 1, can't do it. Bow for P4 is close as you can get it. Throw these 3 under a blanket. But they can just not get the position they need on the car ahead. So Wilkinson just keeping these 3 at bay. About a car length advantage. Meanwhile, Hal is continuing to stay connected to Retzlaff, about 0.2 of a second, as they're going past the lap car of Ryan Borges with all that damage. See one car bringing it down pit road right now. Couldn't quite tell who it was. Zach Evans has also retired from the race. We have the top 12 on the lead lap right now, and there's Ryan Borges bringing it in. That might be night over for the 42. Caleb Becumer right now, first car, 1 lap down, doing the caution dance. Hoping that he can get back on the lead lap and back into contention. As Hal continues to stalk the race leader. The lead lap cars continue to make their way past the lap traffic of Ellison and Boutwell. Oh, we got a car around. It's Ellison. And caution is back out. And the caution dance worked for Caleb Bakumer as he's going to get back on the lead lap. And you see contact between Ellison and Chase Pierce.
Is a guy who's typically a lap running at these. So you're trying to go high, let them go over the bottom, but you got to leave them a lane at the top.
Yeah,
I mean, damn, he can't come to a stop, or Ashley Allison can't come to a stop. They got to have a lane up there.
Yeah, and it's like Ellison is, you know, a little bit off of the wall, but you know,
in that case, it doesn't matter. He was coming all the way to the wall, no matter.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, you know, it takes two to tango, and you just would hope that the 37 would give a little more of a gap. You know, like you said, there's not much more the 133 can do on that. And when they're already as high as they can go, and then you get people doing the lap cars or bad bit over the radio, it's kind of, it's like, what do you expect
know if,
to
if you got to know if you're passing down there, you can't have your full run to the wall. Got to pull it short.
Yeah, it looks like it's being racing
I
deal
agreed with race
by
control.
race
Yes.
control. Yep.
There's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I think that is the fair call. Meanwhile, looks like some pit strategy here. Looks like a few cars stayed out. A few cars came in, including Parker Retzlaff.
Top four stayed out. Howell, and Bladen Edwards got a 7-lap new tire.
Yeah, we'll see what difference it makes as we are back underway. A huge jump for Hal. Exactly what he needs. As Wilkinson is going to try to hold on to second around the outside of Leone. And he will. Leone can't muster the momentum he needs to stay alongside the 16. Now he's trying to battle with the 37 to Chase Pierce. So we are nearly 3 wide behind. Retzlaff tries to jump to the outside of Pierce, and we're going to be 3 wide off of turn 2. Leone's going to back out. And now it's Retzlaff and Pierce side by side for third. Retzlaff is going to get it. And now Pierce is having to hold off Zach Novak as we're going to be 3 wide once again. Gable and Edwards and Tripuano. Once again, no contact, no issues. We stay green. As Retzlaff is already to the inside of Brandon Wilkinson once again. Retzlaff moves up into second, and Novak is going to follow him through past Wilkinson.
2-on-2 action.
That it is. It's a risky strategy for the 4 that stayed out. They're going to need a caution to come out probably in another, I'd say 10, 15 laps or so to really make it work. Trying to manufacture a little bit of tire offset. Having to pay the price right now is Retzlaff to the inside of Peyton Howell for the race lead. Retzlaff is going to get it done, and Novak's going to try to follow through. Howell holds on. Man, Zach Novak shuts the door in Hal's face. He takes over second. And now what can he do? Can he try to muster anything for Retzlaff? They're both on, I believe, equal tires. I think they pit at the same time, right, Dave?
They did.
Yes, sir. As we see Lapsevich make his way up into third. Novak all over the back of Retzlaff. Can he overcome the dirty air and get himself to the lead of this race as we are under 50 to go? This is the closest battle on track we have right now. Edwards hounding Chase Pierce, but nothing doing as of yet. Hal Wilkinson able to hold on to the back half of the top 5 with those older tires. So we're on board with Zach Novak. Seeing all he wants through the rear of Parker Retzlaff's car. To see Parker start to pull away bit by bit. They have about 8/10 back to Lapsevich. Edwards looking to the inside of Pierce right now. And he has got the position to the inside of the 37, but not far enough alongside as Pierce will pull around. Now there start to be a train forming behind them as here comes the 80 of Fluger around Edwards. Whoa! Little bit of leaning on. Fluger with the freshies trying to get by. Edwards saying no. As you see Gable trying to hold off Higgins and Leone right behind. Wow. Victor Fluger has not cleared the 72 yet. Fluger giving it all he's got, trying to get that position. Just not able to make it work, and now he's got to tuck back behind the 72 as Tyler Fode tried to take advantage of it. Not quite able to make it work. Meanwhile, Tripiano's got by Wilkinson, and now Ryan Gable trying to do the same. If the staying out call is going to work, they need that caution to come out like right now. Any longer, and that's going to lower the chances they have to get back to Retzlaff. As there goes Gable around Brandon Wilkinson. Gavin Higgins trying to do the same. Was not able to stay on the outside of Wilkinson, but he'll stay now. The older tires are really starting to show for Wilkinson as Higgins is going to pull him off of turn 4. Maybe you saw the 7 get loose.
Big wiggle.
That's putting it mildly, but not enough to cost him the position back. Higgins up into 7th. Meanwhile, Fode under fire from Darren Staff. Victor Fluger tries to do anything to get by the 72. It's like Fluger's might have got that damage fixed, as you don't see the front grille of that Charger center punch like it was early on in the race. So able to help him on this comeback train. And actually, I've been treating that as a battle for position. Fluger is actually the first car 1 lap down. Same with Fody is also 1 lap down, so we're watching a battle for the lucky dog spot in the middle of a battle for position.
Got to think that will come into play because we'll probably have one more car.
Yeah, I would be shocked if we stay green to the end. Someone's going to try something. But Wilkinson, Hal, and company are doing their own caution dances. They need it to come out now if they're going to make this strat work. The laps left keeps decreasing as their chances decrease. Novak doing everything he can to stay close to Retzlaff. Right now, everything coming up Parker Retzlaff. As Wilkinson trying to battle back with Gavin Higgins. Higgins on the fresher tires is not driving away. As there goes Wilkinson looking to the inside of Higgins. And Higgins able to carry momentum, but looks like the 7 is starting to struggle as Wilkinson's going to hold. Whoa! Oh, there's contact as they're catching up to the lap car. Sam Boutwell led to some side-by-side contact between those two. So far, nothing bad happening yet. That really might have killed Wilkinson's opportunity to get the spot back. He's still battling back to the inside. Higgins just doesn't seem like he's able to get through 3 and 4 as good as Wilkinson. That's what's given Brandon the opportunity to fight here.
Fall a little bit.
Yeah, as Wilkinson sends it down into turn 1. That might have been his chance as he's not quite able to get as far alongside of the 7 as he had been. Oh, Higgins slides wide, but Wilkinson slides wide. Oh, and he slides loose off of the corner as they're leaning each other again. And Leone looking to maybe make it 3 wide. Whoa. Wilkinson trying the slider. He's going to clear in front of the 7. And now Higgins is having to worry about Lucas Leone. Leone slides up. Wilkinson's watching that in his mirror going, please spin each other out. Please spin each other out. Whoa, Leone almost acquiesced right there. Big save from the 1 car. As we are now 20 laps to go in the Winter Derby. The gap up front is now 6/10. Retzlaff is running away. But Higgins is not running away from the 1. Man, Leone cannot get any closer to the 7 without knocking him around. This is so close. Hard battle here for P8. There goes Leone looking to the inside of Higgins. Gavin Gavin goes defensive, shuts the door on the 1. As Wilkinson has ran down Ryan Gable. Whoa, a little bit of shot in the shorts from Leone into Higgins. As they get by the lap car of Ellison. Now Leone tries, Higgins tried to shut the door. Leone put his foot in and said nope, and now they are side by side off of the corner. Well, Leone slides up just a little bit. Oh, you cannot get any closer than this, folks at home. This is incredible. Leone giving it everything he has. Higgins giving it everything he has, and they lead each other again. They are still side by side as you see Wilkinson right on the back door of Ryan Gable. Oh, we got Blaine Edwards going around, and there's the caution. Oh, and Edwards hits the wall at the end. As the caution that him and a few others have been praying for. Edwards toes. That looks like it might be the end of the night for the 72s. It looks like contact from Becumer. Though you wonder if that's a carbon copy of the incident between him and Fody. It looked like Becumer was a lot farther alongside that time. Yeah, you see, wow, a send from Oblivion from Becumer right there at the rear axle. Edwards turns down and around he goes. And they are putting it on Blaine Edwards. Well, here we go. We got cars down pit road. Is it going to be enough time for them to take advantage of the fresh tires? I think they're only going to have about 7 or 8 laps to go. They needed that caution to come out at least 5 laps earlier. But we'll see what can be done here. They're going to have a lot of work to do it, not a whole lot of time to do it in. See, looks like got beat by a couple cars, but I believe they're on the lap. They were a lap down. Well, we are going to be in for a doozy there, Dave and Nick.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be 5-lap shootout or 6-lap shootout, something like that. So it's gonna be all on the table here.
Yeah,
They've called it though. The one more yellow.
Yeah, methinks we might you might be getting a heck of a lot more busy here, as we are going to be 7 laps to go when we go back green.
Put our man Carlos up there.
Well, yeah, look at that. How about that, Carlos?
Wins the consolation race and top 20.
Yeah,
Hold it together.
You love to see it for our ERN colleague. It's a pace car about to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Parker Retzlaff leads us to the restart zone. Great means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. 7 laps to go from Pensacola. What do the fresh tires have? And we're already 3 wide. Here comes Hal. He's got to make hay while the sun shines. Higgins tries to shut the door. And they're going around. Hal Wilkinson. Staff pick humor involved. Yeah, I think we knew that was going to happen. Yeah, Hal is not happy about it. You know, claiming fresher tires and all that, and it's like, you know, Peyton isn't alongside, and at that point you're basically getting mad that the car ahead did not open the door and go, hey man, go right on ahead. And, you know, if this was about 100 laps earlier, I could understand it a little more, but it's like, there's 6 laps to go. No one's entitled to do anything under 10 laps to go. So, you know, you can't be surprised when Gavin Higgins doesn't move out of the way. And you can't just barrel on down into the corner expecting the car ahead to get out of the way, because, you know, that's not how racing works. You know, again, if this was like 100 laps to go, where that wouldn't make much sense. Yeah, you would hope that the car would move out of the way. 7 laps to go. No, that's not happening. It's kind of silly to assume so. And that took out basically most everyone that was on the fresher tires. You see nowhere for Brandon Wilkinson to go. Leone spins trying to avoid it. Chase Pierce looks like he got away. But already we are now 1 to green. And it's going to be a racing deal. I think that's the correct call. This pace car makes the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Red slap will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. 2 laps to go in the Winter Derby. Red slap with a huge jump, exactly what he needs. Lapsevich is going to fight hard, trying to hold off Novak, and he's going to clear. As we're 3 wide going into turn 3. Coming off of turn 4, white flag is out, 1 lap to go. Does Lapsevich have anything for Parker Retzlaff? He's getting as close as he can, as close as anyone's been in quite some time. But it's not going to be close enough. Off of turn 4, the 5th annual Elite Winter Derby goes to Parker Retzlaff. Parker Retzlaff has swept the week of the Winter Derby. He got the Snowman 50. He got the Santa Claus 50. The Snow Bash 100, you bet he got that too. And he's also bringing home the Elite Winter Derby presented by Murphy Esports. Incredible stuff from the 23 of Parker Retzlaff. Oh, man. What a week for Parker Retzlaff. As he is absolutely burning it down, turning 5 flags into a dirt track, turning it into a dirt super late model.
I think the only thing he did wrong all day was look.
Whew, alrighty.
Now we got to wait for.
Yep.
At the first, second, Zach, back on up.
Alrighty, Zach, James in the booth, you got a copy.
Hello, hello.
Well, it was a heck of a run out there for you. Able to keep the nose clean and stay out of a lot of the incidents out there.
Yeah, yeah, happy with how the race went. I thought it was a lot of fun. Obviously running up front helps with that a little bit, but I thought, the racing up front was really good. Everybody was running super clean. Obviously some long runs in there, which is, kind of a staple of the Snowball Derby. So I'm glad that we were able to replicate that and obviously want to win, but at the end of the day, I was just looking to have some fun and I got that and then some, I think. So very, very happy with how it went and appreciate everybody, that helped put this on, and I had a blast. I had a good time.
Yeah, were you surprised at the long runs? Because I think, sometimes, especially for the Winter Derby, that sometimes they can turn into a bit of a caution fest on iRacing. But for what this was remarkably clean, in all honesty.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite combos, probably a top 3 combo for me to race, right? I really love these cars and love this track specifically, and just the atmosphere around the Snowball Derby is there's really nothing like it. So I love racing these as much as I can, and it's really not that enticing to run because, like you said, it's just most of the time often a wreck fest, and just can't really get a rhythm to the race going. So I was really glad, like I said, that we were able to get that tonight. We got a nice flow going to the race, and like I said, I for one had a ton of fun, and seems like most others would probably agree based on how the race went.
Yeah, and you had the great pit call there to come down with Retzlaff for tires, the about less than 50 to go, and you were able to get some great track position that you were able to hold on to even with the cautions toward the end.
Yeah, I pretty much figured that I think it was around 60 to go when that yellow came out, ish. That was probably our last opportunity to pit. Considering the tires really only seemed to make much of a difference after about 15 to 20 laps on them, and if we got a 15 to 20 lap run there, it would have been less than 40 to go, which I think you can't really pit that late in the race, and expect too much of it. So that was kind of the plan, was just pit there and don't plan to pit the rest of the race, and hope that the pace was just good enough. I think Parker was just a little better than I was on the long run. I was struggling to just get the car to turn in the center, and maintain that drive off, but he obviously deserved to win. He was really fast, and yeah, just once again happy with how the race went and had a great time.
Alrighty, well, another fantastic run for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, just of course thanks to Washer Tech and my aunt Dawn for everything they do for our number two Channel 199 machine. Obviously the NASCAR season's over, but um, still representing Channel 199 and happy to do so. So yeah, thanks to them, thanks to all of our partners, thanks to you guys for putting the broadcast on, and everybody that helps put this stuff together. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Alrighty, here's hoping, and here's hoping we're talking to you again soon, Zach.
Appreciate it. See y'all.
Alrighty, there is our third place man of Zach Novak, and now we're gonna talk to our runner-up, Trayton Lapsovich. Trayton, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, a heck of a run out there. You did a great job staying out a lot of the chaos, which uh, saying a lot because you got involved into some great close battles there with Ryan Gable, for example.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun. We were kind of just biding our time the first 100. We lost some spots early, but was just trying to save in case we got a yellow in the first 100 and we needed to make those tires last another 50 or so before the next caution. And that it's kind of how it ended up working out. So I think we were able to get up top five there, maybe just outside, and from there kind of just hung out within the top five the rest of the race. Gambled a little bit on one of those late race cautions. I felt like that was probably going to be my best shot at getting his best finish as possible. Um, got a little bit close there with that last caution. Thought that those other guys on tires might be able to get to us, but ended up all working out in the end.
Yeah, and take us through that final restart. You were the one of the closest to Parker there in the closing laps. Did you think you had anything for him? Did you have any sort of strategy that you were maybe going to try to make work there?
Yeah, well, after I put on the last set of tires there and came back out, once I got to third and Parker and Zach were already a little bit ahead, I ended up just saving and trying kind of ride on Peyton's nose, and in case of a late race yellow, I'd have the best tires as possible. No, I just it's tough with the restarts here. You got to be really careful unless they get a black flag by iRacing. So didn't get quite as good of a jump. Had a really good car at the end. I was able to close up the gap just a little bit, but just not enough time with the green white checkered.
Yeah, but it was still a fantastic performance out there for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, just a big thanks to the league and all you guys for putting on this event. Definitely was a lot of fun. Not too many yellows. Got some green flag racing in, so had a really good time. Big thanks to all the guys back at Pull Down Motorsports.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Trayton, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon in some way, shape, or form, at least.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, there's the runner-up, and now it's time to talk to the man of the hour, the man of the week. Parker, we gotta stop meeting like this. People are gonna start to talk.
Oh yeah, that was I thought for sure I lost the race there with 10 to go. I was on the end of basically messing up the first pit stop of the race when everyone took tires. I didn't. So I got a lucky yellow like 30 laps into that run. I took tires and drove the lead. Just, and I seen how much tires mattered there. So when we got the yellow with 10 to go, I was like, I think it's over. Like, I mean, me and Trayton were working together there, and he was trying to do with the strategy of trying to save, which I wanted to do, but Zach was just going so hard. I just knew I had to try and keep the lead if I wanted any chance of being in control of the race. So I tried to stay up front and pace myself, but also run hard enough to stay in front of Zach there at the end of the race, and got lucky enough with whatever happened there between 5th to 10th with everyone new tires, and kind of saved our race, because I think all of us that were on 40 lap older tires were in a bad position.
Yeah, and you talk about that call to take tires after that first pit stop when you got the EOL, but man, it looked like they didn't just put fresh tires on your car. It looked like they put jet fuel in there. Like you rocketed through the field like it was nothing. It was wild the pace you had there in that middle run, just driving up and walking away from everyone. It was one of the most impressive things I've seen at this track.
Yeah, and that's the thing I told Trayton. Like when I told him when the yellow came out, I was like, I think we're screwed. Like I just seen how fast I started 21st on that run, and I seen how fast I passed 21 cars. So when I knew they only had to pass like 7, I was like, it's a lot less laps, but it's the difference in tires means a lot here. So I knew they were going to basically be able to do whatever they wanted. It's just I think them being a little impatient, knowing they didn't have very many laps, kind of caused that wreck, and kind of gave us the restart we needed.
Yeah, and what was going through your mind on that final green white checkered? Were you able to have some sort of like ability to breathe a sigh of relief knowing they all had their issues and you was kind of mostly more in your control at that point?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that first wreck happened there with 5 to go, and they all had damage, and it was kind of a messed up car, and cars in the back ended up, kind of cycling up in front of them, and it made it to where it wasn't a 10-lap run anymore. It was like 3 laps, which I felt like I was good enough to, hold them off for 3 laps with how many cars they still had to pass. So overall, it was a really fun race. I guess I, made a mistake early and turned Chad from the lead and got myself an EOL. So that was my bad. I didn't expect him to check up so much and kind of run the bottom, but he said that his car was so messed up he couldn't run the top. So just not knowing that information, I ran him over and made my race a little bit harder than I think it needed to be.
But hey, it put on a show and it made our lives a lot easier calling the excitement, and we already know these shout outs quite a bit after Monday, but go ahead and give them one last shout out for the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone at Funkaway Visual Pack, like normal, and I think my in real life O'Reilly Auto Parts crew chief is watching, so shout out to Danny for all his hard work he's been doing in the off season for us when we go to Daytona, and my girlfriend, my parents, and Chad and everyone at Elite Racing League for putting on this event, and you guys for the great broadcast, and hopefully we'll be back.
Alrighty, we appreciate your Parker, and yeah, hopefully we are going to be talking to you again here some point soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, and I believe that just about does it for us here. Dave, Nick, what are your closing thoughts on one heck of a winter derby there tonight? Yeah, it was incredible. A lot longer than I think a lot of us were expecting. But it's testament to the amount of talent we have in this league, putting on a fantastic show. But for that, I believe it's time to get the heck on out of here. For Dave Huck, Nick Massey, and Chris Wright, I'm James Watson, and we bid you adieu from the Elite Winter Derby presented by Murphy Esports. Good night, everyone.